Cats have been around for a very long period of time. This obviously has sparked a lot of different debates and different opinions on how people around the world today and even in the past see cats. There are still a lot of people who believe that cats have a very dark or evil sense about them. There are also a lot of people, even myself today, who believe that cats are a sense of good luck and that they have a very soft and gentle nature surrounding them. This obviously, however, is in the eye of the beholder. This does, however, bring me to the case study of cat ownership and schizophrenia, and or more commonly known as Toxoplasma, gondii, and schizophrenia. This was a case study published in 2003, and it is by E. Fuller, Torrey, and Robert H. Yolkin. Now, before we really start talking about why cats and cat ownership is related to schizophrenia, let's first talk about what Toxoplasma gondii is. T. gondii, as it is called, is a parasite that is found in all warm-bodied animals. However, it is mainly found more in cats and studied a lot more in cats due to the fact that that is the only animal that it's able to reproduce in. It can be found and also infect warm-bodied animals as well, same with humans. When it comes in contact with one of those, it is going to be called toxoplasmosis, and that is the infection, and that causes a lot of different symptoms for different people, especially different animals. In animals who are pregnant and in women who are pregnant at the time of getting the infection, it can cause abortions. It can also cause stillbirths. It can cause a lot of pain for the mother and the child. For the mother, it also causes a lot of seizures and neurological deficits as well, and neurological issues. If it is passed on to the fetus, it is possible that the parasite will go and be inserted into the fetus, but that really is not shown until a lot later on, especially in this case study. They do a lot of different research over it. It's not really shown until a lot later on in life that there is somewhat of a neurological deficit with the children who have had the mother who is infected with toxoplasmosis. There's also been links to Parkinson's disease and schizophrenia, how they're both connected and they are both a central nervous system disease. This, however, obviously is related with how cats have the Toxoplasma gondii, and that is related to toxoplasmosis, which can be found with a cat's feces and or a contaminated food source. It can be inserted into the human and it can affect them in different ways. One of the different ways is it can cause a lot of higher schizophrenia cases and signs and symptoms to be found in different people. Not only the mother carrying the child if they were carrying it as they were pregnant, or the fetus later on in life. This is why those two are related, just because a lot of the cases that they studied, Torrey and Yolkin had studied, they had found a lot of different cases, not only in the United States, but also in Germany and Europe, that were from 1950s all the way to 1980s, that really didn't have a control group, or that mainly found that schizophrenia and cat ownership and or Toxoplasma gondii and toxoplasmosis were linked heavily with people who have schizophrenia or showing signs of early schizophrenia. This was a really interesting case study. There was a lot of different aspects to it that were really interesting, such as the fact that since 1980 and to 1999, there wasn't really any case studies published, especially in the United States, over schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is really not known by a lot of people, especially myself. I definitely didn't realize that cats had a certain ability to affect people in that way. It's very interesting to read about. I know a lot of people, especially in the case study, in the very beginning of this case study by Torrey and Yolkin, they mentioned that less than 1% or about 1% of people all over the world have schizophrenia. And it's very interesting how it plays a very small role, but there's a lot of different case studies that are out there that are related, that they showed and studied over about how schizophrenia is mainly connected to cats and toxoplasmosis, which is extremely interesting.